We're adding the value of joy, which I think is just wonderful, and it's so nice that it's coming out during the holiday season too, so it fits so well. I really liked it that Dr. Herman wanted to nest the value of joy in the very center of our values. So the bookends of the values were quality and teamwork that were added at the time of the integration. And then the Benedictine values were hospitality, respect, justice, and stewardship. And so joy will sit right in the center of all of that, which I think is the perfect place for it. Because, even in the rule, St. Benedict talks about being called to this life of service. And as being called to the life of service, that's a joyful thing. He wanted us to, the way he puts it is, run with delight on this path. It isn't a kind of a superficial thing. It's a much deeper thing that involves our whole being. So it's a really holistic thing. In terms of being dedicated to holistic health, we need to be dedicated to that for ourselves too. So joy really engages our body, our mind, our spirit, all of us in that kind of connection that we find in the world to love and to beauty and to everything that's good. It doesn't mean that every day that we have is going to be, easy. And it doesn't mean that we're not going to experience grief and frustration and those kinds of things. But underlying that, there should be this sense of peace, of contentment, of having found your path. So no matter what you're doing, whether it's direct patient care or whether you're in a support services, it's that connection, I think, that joy is about. Having that balance and resilience, I think, is one way that we experience joy. The other thing is just to notice what's going on around us. Sometimes I think we get so caught up in a sort of a negative conversation that we're having with ourselves or distracted by all the things that are going around that we forget to just see something. And, I was telling people that, when somebody says thank you to you, don't just brush that off. I mean, you touched somebody's life, whether that's a patient or a colleague or, just somebody that you helped find their way in the hallway. I mean, you made a difference for that person. And if we stop and see those things, I think that helps us to bring joy. And then also finding things that nurture our spirits. So, whether that's being with your children or taking a walk and enjoying the beauty of nature, or praying, or any of a number of things that really nourish your spirit, you'll find joy.